Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. May I add my thoughts to the comments made about Sir David Amos? And I'm also grateful to the Right Honourable Member for Rayleigh and Wickford for alerting me to the Westminster dog competition. My two Shiba Inus looking on to this debate will be very excited about that. I'd like to add my congratulations to the Honourable Member for Doncaster Central on her maiden speech, whose passion for her constituency is clear. I'm looking forward to visiting HMB Huntercombe in my own constituency and paying tribute to those prison staff there. I'd like to also give thanks to my predecessor, John Howell, who represented the constituency for 16 years before stepping down. I'm sure the whole House will join me in wishing him well as he recovers from a stroke. Amongst John Howell's achievements was his commitment to the Council of Europe, leading the UK delegation for many years. It is sad now to see Conservative leadership hopefuls calling for the UK to step back from the Council of Europe by leaving the European Court of Human Rights, a move that would put us alongside Belarus, Russia and the Vatican as the only non-member European nations. It is an honour to be the new MP for Henley and Tame, a new constituency made up largely of the former Henley seat that was last Liberal in 1910. In the intervening period, the constituency has also played host to well-known members of this House, including most famously Michael Heseltine and the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Whilst these are some very well-known names, I'm very much looking forward to making my own distinct contribution to this House. I can only hope to emulate my relative Hans van Mierlo, founder of the Dutch Liberal Party D66, who exited government more respected and popular than when he entered, a rarity in modern politics. I won't make comment on which of my predecessors achieved that feat and which did not. The new name of the constituency now recognises the town of Tame as one of the two main towns of the constituency alongside Henley-on-Thames. As well as hosting two stunning chocolate box market towns, the constituency is characterised by the Chiltern National Landscape, its iconic escarpment, and is bisected by a section of the historic Ridgeway National Trail. Henley-on-Thames is also host to a significant portion of the Oxford Greenbelt and is crisscrossed by an abundance of well-cared-for villages and hamlets. Villages such as the wonderful Waterstock and Waterperry in the north of the constituency, an aptly named Christmas Common that had supplied and decorated Christmas trees to number 10 for many years. Watlington makes up the constituency's lesser-known third town, but nevertheless is known locally for its vibrant high street and welcoming community. It is also the town that I have had the sincerest pleasure of representing as county and district councillor since 2021 and 2023 respectively. The River Thames and Tame and their chalk stream tributaries are not only define much of the physical landscape of the constituency, but also the communities that live there. Henley is, of course, home to the Royal Regatta, an annual event that fills residents with pride. This year there is much to be proud of as we welcome our Olympic and Paralympic heroes back to Oxfordshire. However, in recent years, the river has been filled with something altogether more sinister. Rowers treat the water as a toxic substance, meticulously cleaning hands and covering mouths while they row. Still, this isn't enough to stop the steady flow of reports of serious illness following encounters with the waste-filled water. The shameful sewage crisis cuts deep in Henley and Tame, with the Henley Town Council declaring recently no confidence in Thames Water in a precedent-setting vote. I join the Town Council now in declaring no confidence in Thames Water in this chamber and call for proper root and branch reform. I am honoured to be the member representing RAF Benson and its residents, and I'd like to pay tribute to the men and women of the armed forces who served this country so ably. The constituency has considerable and proud military history, dating back to include the Battle of Charlegrove Field in 1643. Exactly 300 years later, construction started on Charlegrove Airfield, from which reconnaissance missions were flown in preparation for the invasion of occupied Europe. Later, US Army Pathfinders were set off from Charlegrove, dropping into Holland as our Allied forces sought to liberate my father's hometown of Arnhem as part of Operation Market Garden. That same airfield now hosts the world's leading manufacturer of ejector seats and fighter aircraft. Sadly, the airfield was sold off to Homes England under the Conservatives and forced into an unpopular local plan as a site allocated for a new town. I will continue to support residents in their fight to keep Charlegrove a village and protect its heritage in defence. I'd like to close with a few words of thanks to my wonderful wife, who has put up with so much from me as I set about reversing 114 years of Conservative rule in Henley and Tame. I'm feeling extremely privileged to stand in this chamber, but whatever the future holds, I will have no greater privilege than being married to my wife. I trust that in committing these sentiments to the public record, I can now correct for my failure to mention her in my 6 a.m. acceptance speech.